It's fine. You just heard me complaining a bunch about how everything is going wrong today, and then the volume here is super low. So I don't know why that is. That's really weird because that's not usually. There's something else is going on. Let's try this. This needs to go up a little bit. How's that for audio, Taos? Is it sound like it's clipping or something? Um, I'm playing with dials and stuff. Much better. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go with this then, um, because everything, literally everything that could possibly go wrong today has gone wrong today. So yeah. Let's see if the my next question is first of all, let's quit Docker because we don't need Docker running. My next question is, will this play audio? You have headphones on. It might be a tiny bit low. Yeah, I could believe that. I can turn it up in Streamlabs. Yeah, everything's back. Uh, you guys can't hear that though. There we go. Desktop audio is on. Welcome, welcome. Hope you heard that. The cost. Okay, clicking all the buttons here. There's one more that I want to check, and that's the video capture device. Hopefully, is playing audio that can be heard, because the thing that I want to do to start the stream is actually, yeah, okay. So y'all can hear that, but unfortunately I cannot. That's interesting. That'll be a thing. I guess I'll just log in on both of them. So the first part of this stream is going to be an ML stream, or an AI stream for Infinite. The Infinite, I don't remember. Higher than my mic? Yeah. Yeah, it was higher than my mic. I just turned everything up. This is the thing. I think I'm already logged in here. I might not be. I'm not logged in. I'm going to go BRB screen. There shouldn't necessarily be BRB music, but my BRB screen and my password writing screen are the same screen right now. So, yeah, that's true. Oh, you know what's also true? I can play the audio on my other computer. And you know what else I can probably do? I can probably put this Chrome pane into OBS. So what I'm probably going to do is didn't have a chance to think this through, but we're going to go through this AI course on Infinite Red to start the stream off. Just trying to think about how I need to do the audio and the video so that both of us can hear it. But I think I might have just come up with a solution to that. I'm going to switch headphones. And maybe that'll work. Okay. So let's try this quickly. So for Spotify, yes, we can both hear that. Great, we're doing ML. We're going to get rid of my password manager so that y'all can't see that. But yes, so we are going to go through as much of this in the beginning of my stream as possible. This is the AI course that Gant Laborde mentioned on Jason's stream yesterday, and probably also mentioned it today. Unfortunately, I couldn't catch them. But yeah, let me tell Discord we're gonna do this because Horatio wanted to be here. Lacoste, can you kill that emoji in Discord? I can't right click it and get rid of it. Cool. Yeah, I figured out that I can actually do that. That's an awful emoji. I really wish we could get rid of the emotes in Discord, but you can't ban any of them. You can only add new ones. So it'll just have to go on the yeah, you know, it'll just have to go on that the mod list basically. Okay, let's get started here. Looks like there's a bunch of stuff here and then a quiz and then an assignment. So yeah, I could see people having like epileptic issues with that. That seemed pretty intense. Because I know people have issues with the party parrots, and that was way more intense than the party parrot. Yeah, we're gonna do the AI course or the ML course or whatever. We're gonna demystify whatever we're doing. Happy freaking Friday. Okay, so here's a little Gantt board pointing at what looks like a neural net with some inputs, some hidden inputs, and then some outputs. I think those are still inputs. I don't know if these are considered inputs. Basically, there's some nodes, there's some nodes, there's some nodes, and a bunch of things happen, and then you get some stuff. Hey, Horatio, just in time. It doesn't actually look like there's a video here, so I did the audio setup for nothing, but that's fine. little animated Gantt board is going to be our guide. So as a professional software developer for 20 years, seeing code that ranges from perfection to near outrageous. Looks like there isn't much being said about AI. It's basically like, hey, we're going to teach you ML. Okay, day one. What is artificial intelligence? A lookup chart for playing tic-tac-toe or actively computing risks and rewards to beat world masters in chess and Go. Cool, yeah. AI pretty far-reaching, yep. ANI and AGI are not things that I have been exposed to yet. That's cool. So AI is either artificial general intelligence or artificial narrow intelligence. I think narrow is like very specific things, like winning at tic-tac-toe, and then general is like the stuff that you would need to play StarCraft against somebody, or like the stuff they use for Go. I think maybe. I don't know. Let's find out. Most of the cool new things fall under ANI, so narrow intelligence. So probably not the Go stuff, actually. General might be like purely general learning. Like stick a thing with 4 legs and hopefully it walks at some point. ANI, so narrow is identifying things in photos, self-driving cars, generating new photos. I should add this course to a command so that people can get to it, actually, now that I think about it. I'm already logged into Twitch. And I've already been logged into Twitch. Cloudbot. Commands. Add command. We're just going to do bang AI. And this is going to be... And we'll do bang ML too. Just in case people want either of those. So that's the thing we're doing. Should work now if somebody wants to try it. I'm excited to learn with you. At least I'm not going it alone and feeling confused. Haha. I think we're going to both be a little bit confused together. Because, I don't know. I know a little bit about the vocabulary and stuff. Like, I know what TensorFlow is. And I know, like, Keras is a thing and stuff like that. But I don't... I've never used AI for anything significant. So, we'll see. ANI generally lacks context. Yes, that is part of the definition of narrow, I suppose. That looks like a bone dog that ate a bone man, also known as skeletons. No self-driving car is going to form a union or form opinions. That's unfortunate. I've watched the 3 brown, 1 blue video. I didn't get it. I have not seen the 3 brown, 1 blue video. So maybe we can look into that later. The broad concepts are left to AGI, which is the general intelligence, which just happens to be the premise for just about every sci-fi technological horror. And if you didn't know, Blade Runner is no longer in the future. Blade Runner is now. AGI is the concept of solving intelligence as a whole, while breakthroughs of ANI, the narrow. So I think I'm just going to start calling these like general and narrow as I read them, because otherwise like ANI or AGI is kind of hard to parse as they're so similar. So narrow intelligence is changing the world, but does very little to progress us towards general intelligence, like the Terminator. Okay. So narrow intelligence is where machine learning resides. It is artificial narrow intelligence. ML helps us use enormous amounts of data. Faster and faster machines are good for this. Machine learning has its own set of subcategories. So at this point, we are on the... actually, why don't I take notes on this? That seems like a good idea, right? Great. Yeah. Link in Discord is great. What is a neural network? Oh, that's dope. We should... how long is that video, Robert? Is that something like we can watch on stream, or is that like an hour-long lecture or something? $20 minutes. 20 minutes is a little long, I think. So AI. We're just going to do this in Markdown. AI. And then we've got ANI, narrow, AGI, general. I guess general should go on top because we're not going to talk about it. It looks like in this thing. And then ML. Comes below that. So machine learning has its own set of subcategories. Leverage information to train and refine specific algorithms rather than people. About 20 minutes, yeah. 20 minutes is kind of long. I mean, we could go through it if y'all think it's a useful exercise. We could just make this the ML stream. If a person were, let's get rid of this. So if a person were challenged to write an algorithm that fixes all grammar and punctuation mistakes, they'd first have to master the English language, then find some way to encode that knowledge. Yep. Then after years of work, it's demanded that they also support Spanish. Okay, so basically the idea in this paragraph is that if you were going to learn English and then write an English like ESLint version for English, you could do that. But then if somebody was like, "Hey, by the way, can we do Spanish?" It would take you an equivalent amount of time to do that. But since we have computers and we can chew through a bunch of data, then we can ideally, if we can do that for English, then we can also do that for Spanish. And it wouldn't take people time to do. It takes computer time, which is cheaper. The power of machine learning AI. Computers have always been impressive at handling tedious tasks. Yep, that's exactly what he just said. In the age of data, capital D, so we're talking about the person here from Star Trek, obviously. Using computers simplify algorithms. We can use AI to detect spam, flag fraud, recognize handwriting or speech, and even secure our data using our face. So that's the iOS face detection, I guess, is what he's referencing there. Okay, we are about to take the quiz. Complete and continue. Quiz 1. Which of these is narrow intelligence? Can y'all see this quiz? We're going to do this as an interactive quiz session. So, 1 in chat if you think it's your thermonet decides it's the boss of the house. 2 for detective a patient has melanoma. 3 for your webcam asks you about your weekend because it misses you. I'm going to go with 3 as general, personally. 3. I think Robert's trolling, maybe. Your thermostat decides the boss of the house now is hilarious. Yeah, we're going with 2. 2 is right. Okay, machine learning is the creation of algorithms powered by fried pickles, one dude named Jed, data, or the Hallmark Channel October to December. I don't know what that last one is from. Might also be Jed. It's Jed all the way down. Advancements in ANI result in direct advancements in AGI. Nope, not a chance. Cool. Watch this excellent 9-minute video that has an animated explanation of AI, which will help you appreciate the immensity of what machine learning and AI can do. We're going to watch a video. Can't hear it, can you? Okay, let me see what's going on here. I'll restart it in a second. No, the audio needs to work. Okay. Let's see. That is interesting. Okay, I'm going to disconnect my headset. Then. Or am I? I'm going to check my audio first. Let's see. Sound settings. Y'all can hear this though, right? No, you can't anymore. Okay, because I plugged my headset in, it took the audio away from y'all. Okay, so I'm gonna play that for a second. And while that plays, I'm just gonna mess with the audio so that we can do some ML stuff. Try the multi-output device. What's the thing that sets up the aggregate devices? Audio MIDI. Thank you, Horatio. Let's see, multi-output device, Soundflower built-in output, the Scarlet. Does that work? You guys can hear the audio now, right? Woo! Yeah, the bot's back as well. So everything's working today. Everything crashed, but everything is also working. So this is a big day because, you know, everything didn't work half an hour ago, and now literally everything is working. Okay.
On the internet, the algorithms are all around you. You are watching this video because an algorithm brought it to you, among others, to click, which you did, and the algorithm took note. When you open the tweetbook, the algorithm decides what you see. When you search through your photos, the algorithm does the finding, maybe even makes a little movie for you. When you buy something, the algorithm sets the price, and the algorithm is at your bank watching transactions for fraud. The stock market is full of algorithms trading with algorithms. Given this, you might want to know how these little algorithmic bots shaping your world work, especially when they don't. In ye olden days, humans built algorithmic bots by giving them instructions the humans could explain.
Can I just say how cute these little bots are? Also, the audio is good now. I turned it down a little bit. Cool.
If this, then that. But many problems are just too big and hard for a human to write simple instructions for. There's a gazillion financial transactions a second. Which ones are fraudulent? There's octillion videos on NetMeTube. Which 8 should the user see as recommendations? Which shouldn't be allowed on the site at all? For this airline seat, what is the maximum price this user will pay right now? Algorithmic bots give answers to these questions. Not perfect answers, but much better than a human could do. But how these bots work exactly more and more no one knows, not even the humans who built them, or built them, as we will see. Now, companies that use these bots don't want to talk about how they work because the bots are valuable employees, very, very valuable, and how their brains are built is a fiercely guarded trade secret. Right now, the cutting edge is most likely very I hope you like linear algebra, but what the current hotness is on any particular site and how the bots work is a bit I don't know, and always will be. So let's talk about one of the more quaint but understandable ways bots can be built without understanding how their brains work. Say you want a bot that can recognize what is in a picture. Is it a B or is it a 3? It's easy for humans, even little humans, but it's impossible to just tell a bot in bot language how to do it because really we just know that's a B and that's a 3. We can say in words what makes them different, but bots don't understand words, and it's the wiring in our brains that makes it happen anyway. While an individual neuron may be understood and clusters of neurons' general purpose vaguely grasped, the whole is beyond. Nonetheless, it works. So to get a bot that can do this sorting, you don't build it yourself. You build a bot that builds bots and a bot that teaches bots. These bots' brains are simpler, something a smart human programmer can make. The builder bot builds bots, though it's not very good at it. At first, it connects the wires and modules in the bot brains almost at random. This leads to some very special student bots sent to TeacherBot to teach. Of course, TeacherBot can't tell a B from a 3 either. If the human could build TeacherBot to do that, well then, problem solved. Instead, the human gives TeacherBot a bunch of B photos and 3 photos and an answer key to which is what. TeacherBot can't teach, but TeacherBot can test. The adorkable student bots stick out their tongues, try very hard, but they are bad at what they do. Very, very bad. And it's not their fault really. They were built that way. Grades in hand, the student bots take a march of shame back to BuilderBot. Those that did best test are put to one side, the others recycled. BuilderBot still isn't good at building bots, but now it takes those left and makes copies with changes and new combinations. Back to school they go. TeacherBot teaches, tests again, and BuilderBot builds again. And again, and again. Now, a builder that builds at random and a teacher that doesn't teach, just tests, and students who can't learn, they just are what they are, in theory shouldn't work, but in practice it does. Partly because in every iteration, BuilderBot's slaughterhouse keeps the best and discards the rest, and partly because TeacherBot isn't overseeing an old-timey one-room schoolhouse with a dozen students, but an infinite warehouse with thousands of students. The test isn't 10 questions, but a million questions. And how many times does the test, build, test, loop, repeat? As many as necessary. At first, students that survive are just lucky, but by combining enough lucky bots and keeping only what works, and randomly messing around with new copies of that, eventually a student bot emerges that isn't lucky, that can perhaps barely tell B's from 3's. As this bot is copied and changed, slowly the average test score rises, and thus the grade needed to survive the next round gets higher and higher. Keep this up, and eventually from the infinite warehouse slaughterhouse, a student bot will emerge who can tell a B from a 3 in a photo it's never seen before pretty well. But how the student bot does this, neither the teacher bot, nor the builder bot, nor the human overseer can understand, nor the student bot itself. After keeping so many useful random changes, the wiring in its head is incredibly complicated, and while an individual line of code may be understood and clusters of code's general purpose vaguely grasped, the whole is beyond. Nonetheless, it works. But this is frustrating, especially as the student bot is very good at exactly only the kinds of questions it's been taught to. It's great with photos, but useless with videos, or baffled if the photos are upside down, or things that are obviously not B's it's confident are. Since TeacherBot can't teach, all the human overseer can do is give it more questions to make the test even longer, to include the kinds of questions the best bots get wrong. This is important to understand. It's a reason why companies are obsessed with collecting data. More data equals longer tests equals better bots. So when you get the "Are you human?" test on a website, you are not only proving that you are human, hopefully, but you are also helping to build the test to make bots that can read or count or tell lakes from mountains or horses from humans. Seeing lots of questions about driving lately? What could that be building a test for? Now, figuring out what's in a photo or on a sign or filtering videos requires humans to make correct enough tests, but there is another kind of test that makes itself. Tests on the humans. For example, say entirely hypothetical NetMeTube wanted users to keep watching as long as possible. Well, how long a user stays on the site is easy to measure, so TeacherBot gives each student bot a bunch of NetMeTube users to oversee. The student bots watch what their user watches, looks at their files, and do their best to pick the videos that keep the user on the site. The longer the average, the higher their test score. Build, test, repeat. A million cycles later, there's a student bot who's pretty good at keeping the users watching, at least compared to what a human could build. But when people ask how does the NetMeTube algorithm select videos, once again, there isn't a great answer other than pointing to the bot and the user data it had access to, and most vitally, how the human overseers direct TeacherBot to score the test. That's what the bot is trying to be good at to survive, but what the bot is thinking, or how it thinks it, is not really knowable. All that's knowable is this student bot gets to be the algorithm because it's 0.1% better than the previous bot at the test the humans designed. So everywhere on the internet, behind the scenes, there are tests to increase user interaction, or set prices just right to maximize revenue, or pick the posts from all your friends you'll like the most, or articles people will share the most, or whatever. If it's testable, it's teachable. Well, teachable. And a student bot will graduate from the warehouse to be the algorithm of its domain, at least for a little while. We're used to the idea that the tools we use, even if we don't understand them, someone does. But with our machines that learn, we are increasingly in a position where we use tools or are used by tools that no one, not even their creators, understand. We can only hope to guide them with the tests we make. And we need to get comfortable with that, as our algorithmic bot buddies are all around and not going anywhere. Okay, the bots are watching. You know what's coming. This is where I need to ask you to like, comment, and subscribe.
Is that
and
it?
bell me. And share on the tweet book. The algorithm is watching. It won't show people the video unless you do this. Look what you've reduced me to, bots. What do you want? Do you want watch time? Is that what you want? Fine. Hey guys, did you know I also have podcasts you can listen to? Maybe even just in the background while you're tidying up.
Okay, so there's a lot there. Yeah, CGP Gray is awesome. I don't watch a bunch of their videos, but I think the ones that I've seen are pretty good. Yeah, so what I got out of that is basically we have, I don't know, some like algorithm or something, and then we basically say, okay, the whatever algorithm is being created gets a score, like whether it's correctly identifying threes or Bs or whatnot. And then we test it, and then it goes back, and then test it, and then we kill them, and then we kill them a bunch, and we throw them into the fire. Yeah. Put the bots into the fire. That seems like a way to prevent the uprising. Cool. Okay, so that's day one. And people liked it. The end of T2 was sinking a bot into a fire metal. 100% success. That's funny. Okay, let's complete and continue. We watched the video. Come on, we can go. There we go. Is it going to let me do this? It is going to let me do this. Okay. I signed up 2 days ago, and it locks you out every day for the last one. I'm hoping that we get to write code at some point. I don't know if we will. I didn't review this course before we started doing it. But maybe we'll learn a little bit of vocab on the way, and then maybe we can do some TensorFlow or something on one of the streams. What do y'all think? Are y'all enjoying going through this course and stuff, or the exciting types of machine learning? Cool. All right, we'll keep going. I think we'll get blocked out on day 3 or day 4. I think that's what Gant told me. So yeah, we'll just keep going. And I guess if anybody has questions or anything, we can just do some Googling, because I'm about pretty much exactly where y'all are, and we can go figure it out and learn together. So we have ANI, which is the narrow intelligence, and ANI contains machine learning, and machine learning has a bunch of categories, right? Just going to copy these over into my notes. Ta-da! Are you working right now, Salves? Is that why, or are you caretaking with sick people? Ooh, yeah, deadline for sure. I hear that. Okay. Supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. I didn't know that reinforcement learning was a different thing than supervised or unsupervised. I figured it was more of a binary. I'm going to post my notes right here. I have a page on my site for notes. So they'll go here. They will be on GitHub, so they will 100% be contributable to. I am happy to take any and all contributions, and yeah, that's where they're going for now. And the GitHub repo is my site's GitHub repo. and the content is in www content notes. And then we'll have a folder here for this class, and I'll put it in here. And if y'all are taking notes as well, you can add it to this. And if you aren't taking notes and you just want to see them, then you can come here and check them out, etc. So we'll have some shared notes here, and I'll commit this file after the stream. Supervised learning, cool. So this is the type of learning that commonly fits the school analogy of machine learning, with the warehouses and the bots getting kicked into the fire, I guess. A group of existing things is given a label, like a bunch of photos. I appreciate that, Robert. That's a high compliment, or high praise, I guess, or whatever, however you want to phrase that. But yeah, I'm happy to have y'all around for sure. So, bunch of existing things are given a label. Bunch of photos are maybe organized into folders, or bounding boxes are placed on people's faces, or cars in the photo have a polygon masking them. Stuff like that. Data sets have a lot of labeled results. So they're the answers to the questions that we're asking, right? So I know that there are common data sets that are used in like ML. So I can standard data set. What's that numbers one? Hello, Andrew. How are you? We're doing ML today. If you do bang ML or bang AI in chat, you'll find the link to the course that we're going through. Monkas, yeah. It's this thing on Infinite Red. We just did day 1. We're on day 2. Probably going to use this to kick off a set of machine learning streams. So we're all basically starting from scratch here. What's that? What's that standard data set for ML for number recognition? MNIST. Yes, MNIST is the thing I was talking about. So MNIST is a giant data set of numbers, handwritten numbers, and then the labels associated with them, label like whether they're 0 or 1 or whatever. So that's what this thing is talking about right now. It's basically like you have all of the photos of all of the handwriting of a bunch of people, and the label about whether they're accurate or not, right? So whether it's 0, 1, or 2 or whatever. I know Gant is super a super fan of Nick Cage, so I guess he built an ML version of Nick Cage or not. So I guess he did some training on these photos to detect whether it was Nicolas Cage or not. Where am I? Can I go into Dropbox here? Okay, Dropbox. Where's saved? Saved. Here we go. Ready? This is going to be it. Not Nick Cage. I am not Nicolas Cage. So. Yeah, the coffee shop was pretty epic too. Not Nick Cage. Oh, cool. So there's like a little bounding box here, and it's identified like Nick Cage's facial structure or something. That's interesting. I wonder how many of these photos were in the data set that he fed in to label it as like Nick Cage. Yeah, not going to steal the Declaration of Independence, unfortunately. So we'll see. We'll see who does that tomorrow, but it's not going to be me. Okay, so that's supervised learning when you have a data set that it already has a bunch of labels on it. Unsupervised, he presented it on a comp a couple of years ago. Nice. So unsupervised sounds like it's running around with scissors. The term means our learning machine isn't supplied with test results for the data it's analyzing. Okay, so we don't have a data set that's labeled, is basically unsupervised. If we do have a data set that's labeled, then it's supervised. That seems to be the big differentiator here. Yep. Basically, doing unsupervised is significantly harder. So I guess labeled information, if you have it, is always better. Success is having a giant data set of your pictures out there for sciencey purposes. Oh, man. There's a significant known curiosity called the cocktail party problem, where people can pay attention to one person's voice over a loud collection of other voices. Much like a human brain, given certain inputs, a machine can cluster one group of information from others, and we can take that information and use it. This can be used to uncover correlations, group similar songs and images, or even discover fraud. Okay, cool. So it's basically just taking, like, it's searching for patterns in the data, I guess, which is interesting. And then reinforcement learning. Moving a game piece can be a good or a bad move. It depends on how things play out. Sure, in tic-tac-toe, we can scream wrong move, sucker. That's funny. Okay, so reinforcement-based learning is basically like, I guess, giving a puppy a treat every time they ring a bell kind of thing. We scream that as is tradition, obviously, in tic-tac-toe, of course. I often find reinforcement learning some of the most entertaining to watch. For your entertainment, watch these AIs solve or fail complex problems. Let's do... You want Tetris, parking, or Super Mario? I think we're only going to look at one of these for a little bit. Parking? This is day 2 of Gant's ML course. So here's parking. Are they fighting for parking? Oh, that's funny. Actual humans will never figure out parking, Ben. Demolition derby for parking spots. That's funny. First comment, seeing this in real life in my neighborhood. Oh, that's hilarious. Let's check out Mario. Mario's probably less funny.
Welcome back, Sethling here.
Yeah, okay.
You're watching a skilled player play Super Mario World. But this player is not human. It's a computer program I wrote called Mario. This program started out knowing absolutely nothing about Super Mario World or Super Nintendo's. In fact, it didn't even know that pressing right on the controller would make the player go towards the end of the level. It learned all of these things through a process called neuroevolution. In this video, I want to teach you about how Mario learned to beat this level, Donut Plains 1, what his brain looks like, and how it's all based on actual...
Okay, we're not going to watch that whole video, but that does look like a high-level Mario player, because I feel like they just jump all over the place all the time. That's Rocket League for parking. There are people working on AI bots for Rocket League. Those are, what, RL bot. So there's this project that lets you build bots for Rocket League. And one day on stream, I'm going to probably take the Rust API and try to start writing an RL bot. So I don't know. Maybe we can combine some ML and some RL. Probably not, though. From what I know, the ML bots are not as good as the manually programmed bots. Just because it's a hard problem. But yeah. Okay. You want drones to fly through an obstacle course. Through an obstacle course? Okay. Supervised, unsupervised, reinforcement, or cheap drones. I guess those choices aren't really mutually exclusive. I'm going to go with unsupervised. Or maybe reinforcement. Reinforcement, probably, because we're not categorizing anything. What do y'all think? Reinforcement it is. Yeah, because I think supervised is for categorizing things, kind of problems. Unsupervised is kind of for like categorizing things, but things that you don't know about. And then reinforcement is sort of like if you don't really like, you want to give it a reward, right? So if it gets to the end, then great. If not, then no. And I guess for reinforcement, you might also need cheap drones. So you have plant data, and you'd like to find out how many different plants are in that data. Supervised, unsupervised, reinforcement, or an unpaid intern. Well, you should pay your interns. So that's not what I'm going with. I'm going to go with unsupervised. Because my guess is that well, we have okay. So if we have plant data, do we have labeled plant data, or is it just like photos of plants? That's my question. I'm gonna say, since he mentioned data specifically, that it's supervised, since we have labels for like images or something like that. Um, yeah, I guess he meant like just random data and not specifically not like data where we have plants and labels. This question I feel like needs to be reworded. Because like if all I have is just like random data, then great, I could use unsupervised learning. That was my first guess. But if they mean like, yeah, maybe just like a live sensor, but like the labels are also data, so it's tough for me to differentiate just like sensor data from like data that is labels and images or something like that, right? We're trying to find Waldo. That's unfortunate. I mean, this question again, like, so if it's supervised learning, um, if we can like build a data set of where Waldo is on a bunch of different pages, right? It's unsupervised if we don't have that data, or it's reinforcement if we don't have anything, and we're just going to reward it if it picks Waldo, right? So I think it's between supervised and unsupervised for sure. You think it's supervised? It doesn't say that we have any images with labels on it though. And reinforcement. So I don't think it's supervised. I think if it's between supervised and unsupervised, because it didn't say that we have labels, then it's unsupervised. If it's reinforcement, there's no reward for finding Waldo, I guess. Or I guess like it seems like it really depends on how we set this up. Like it's really confusing to me that the questions don't say what kind of data we have. Because I feel like we could set this up as an unsupervised learning thing, right? Depending on if we have a set of data where it's like all data and matrices, and like one of those bits represents Waldo or something, or like where Waldo is or how much Waldo is showing. And if we have like a labeled data set, then definitely supervised. If you need to identify something, you need supervised data. You think that's always the case? So because we're trying to find Waldo specifically and not just like categorize all of the people, that it's supervised learning? Yeah, I could see that. That makes sense to me. We'll go with that explanation. You need a score of at least 80% to continue, so we have to get them all right. Okay, drones through an obstacle course, reinforcement. Plant data, unsupervised. Where's Waldo? Supervised. Great. Yeah, like the captures where we're training. Is there a store in this photo? I don't know if we're doing supervised learning in that or they're just trolling us at this point. Day 2 assignment. Take out that notepad. We've got a notepad. On the top half, take 5 minutes to write down fictitious examples of these three types of machine learning. All right, y'all want to do this for like 2 minutes or something? Just like name different types of machine learning. Cool. Here we go. Ready? I'm going to set up 3 of them here and then just start calling out different types in chat. And I will start putting them in, and maybe I'll add some of my own. And we'll do that for until this countdown stops. Yeah, cool. So reinforcement, maybe driving. Is driving reinforcement? Like keep staying in a lane, maybe, is reinforcement. Because you probably don't want that to be unsupervised or something, right? Game character learning to walk. I'm going to go with reinforcement for that, right? Reinforcement because if it's learning to walk, you probably have it trying to be somewhere. Game character learning to walk. Let's see. Hong Kong government facial detection of protesters. You think that's got to be unsupervised, right? Unsupervised learning has got to be classifying facial detection. Because you probably don't know all of the faces ahead of time. Although maybe the Chinese or Hong Kong governments have a photo from the passports of everybody, and then it might be supervised. But that seems like a low data for that. What about movements and patterns, Horatio? Stock market high frequency trading anomalies and suspending trading for the day. What do you think that is, Robert? I have a guess, but what do you think? Yeah, for so trading algorithms. What? Trading anomaly detection. Just stop trading for a day. Seems like maybe that could be it. Could be unsupervised. So we're basically just classifying a bunch of different stuff, right? because we do have data, but it's not necessarily labeled. And it wouldn't be reinforcement as far as I can tell. So I think you're right on unsupervised. About the Hong Kong thing, my guess is supervised now since they are working on getting better results with less data. Yeah, I think we're going to keep that as just like regular facial detection. So actually, I guess it depends on what we're doing with facial detection, right? Because if we're just categorizing large groups of people into specific people, then maybe unsupervised. But if we are learning what a face looks like, that might be supervised. So facial detection, recognizing faces. I think I could make an argument for both of those, but writing content on a specific topic. So you mean like learning English and then trying to put a bunch of words together? Ooh, I don't know. I guess you would have to learn English for that. So I would go with supervised for automatically writing new content. Maybe. I don't know. Like autocomplete and stuff. Huh. I don't know actually. That is a beep that I don't want to hear again. Okay, so we've got a few here. Let's finish off the two that we have left. I think we're detecting new military aircraft. I guess I don't know. I don't know what the problem is there, right? Because you would have to detect something moving in the air that does not match a bird, that does not match a current plane known. So I guess supervised, and then there's like an uncategorized kind of thing. Detecting materials on other planets, supervised. And then you think supervised detecting new aircraft or like unidentified flying objects would be supervised, because then we can sort of like classify it into, is something in this photo or in this series of photos a thing that we need to care about? And then on top of that, there's probably another algorithm for, is it something that we know about? So I think there's probably two steps there. But yeah, so UFO detection supervised. Do we have anything else here? What if it's not face detection, but labeling you as a protester based on where you are or do? I don't know that that is machine learning, right? This whole stream has gotten to be really thinking and feeling creative. That's dope. I'm happy about that. Cool. Let's go with this list for now, because we were supposed to take 5 minutes. And then we have something. I think maybe we got very specific on the first. On the top half, take 5 minutes to write down fictitious examples of these three types of machine learning. as wild or practical as you like. Try to label what kind of machine learning would be required for each as you go. So we did that. A dog detector or a wall avoiding drone. You can set a timer or just guess. Yep. Hey, if we just guess when 5 minutes is up, are we being the learning algorithm? Once you've completed the top page portion, we'll move on to the bottom half of the page. Take 10 minutes to write down applications or combinations of the top half of the page. For instance, a dog detector doggy door, or a drone that avoids trees and walls to find your lost dog. Okay, let's do like 2 minutes on this. So applications of these things, I'll label this as I don't know if that's exercise 1 or not, but this will be exercise 1, bottom half. Okay, so everyone clear on what we're doing? We're taking these and we're putting them into combinations. Facial detection on your doorbell. Your ex just arrived. House, go dark and lock up. Let's see. What else do we have here? Let's do. Hey, Chevy Wood. Thanks for the cheer. Appreciate that. Unsupervised trading anomaly. You just subscribed to 50 streamers. Maybe calm down. Anomaly detection. You just subscribed. Reinforcement. Congrats. You just saved a bunch of money on your car insurance by switching insurances. I don't know that that's a combination of things that we have up here, but save money on insurance by using self-driving car, right? Something like that. That's hilarious. Okay, that's it for that. What else do we have? While the top half of the page is academic, it's the bottom half of the page that makes AI stick in your brain. The creative application of AI will identify the jobs of tomorrow. If you come up with something interesting or worth sharing, please tweet it at us. I don't think any of these are particularly tweetable to y'all. Save money on car insurance. That seems like a thing that's literally already happening. Let's see. Dog trying to get his dog to eat his homework. The anomaly detection. You just subscribe to 50 screamers. I keep saying screamers, which is really weird. Streamers. So anomaly detection in your social habits, maybe? Purchase habits. Yeah, don't banks do that? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty dope. Let's see. Tomorrow we'll learn the terms and examples for visual applications of machine learning. Awesome course. They just aren't smart with the when, why, or alerting. Yeah. I think my bank, which I'm not going to name on stream, uh, sometimes shuts my card off for odd reasons. Like I'll go to Europe and I'll be fine, and then I'll like uh, buy, I don't know, a drink at a corner store, and then suddenly it'll be off. Cool. I think that's good for this. Lecture content locked. Lecture content will become available in 1 days. So I think that's it for the ML for today. We yeah, we'll have more on Monday. I think that this is a 5-day course, so the next 3 of them will be unlocked on Monday, and we'll go over them then. As a side note, I don't particularly like this approach from like locking people out of content to force them to do it at a specific pace. But you know, it's not my course, so I don't get to make that decision. Cool. So I'll commit these notes. It's an ML course, so maybe there's a reason to it. Ooh, this is not good. Temp. I need to clean up that directory. Pull. We humans wouldn't even understand. That's funny. So code, www, content, notes. We are unsupervised. The mods are away. Spam the corgi. Okay, so let's create a file in here. It'll be what? Infinite red Gant ML AI course. And this will be what? Index. I guess we can do just like index.mdx here. What else do I have here? Just titles. What's the name of this thing that we're doing here? I guess we can name this AI Demystified 5-day course. Mini course. Mini course. Cool. So this will be... Oh, these don't look like they got handled correctly. Why are those getting thrown like that? That's so weird. Can I not do a deeply nested, like this deep of a nesting? Oh, there we go. Never mind. We're good. Blah, blah, blah. Bunch of other stuff. Cool. I'll get this committed. Notes. AI course stream notes. I don't know. I feel like I learned a little bit for sure. I think that I'm a little bit better at classifying these kinds of learning than I was before. The course had a couple of stumbling blocks. Like the questions weren't necessarily phrased in a way that I was super happy with. Cheered 100 bits. Nice. Thanks, Robert. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to when we get to put this to use, because eventually, after we get through this course, I want to do some stuff with it, right? So that should be on GitHub now. Yeah, I have more data to at least identify different types of AI. Yeah, for sure. Definitely down with that. Cool, so it's here on GitHub. If y'all want to add to it, feel free. This is, yeah. But yeah. Let's see. We got, what is it, 320? We can either do more of the C-Lab color tool, which I don't know that I have much to do on that right now. So I may just kill the stream here. And we'll probably do more ML on Monday when the rest of this unlocks. Yeah, I'll see y'all in Discord. I'm happy my computer stayed up for the entire length of the stream here. ML Monday. Yes, ML Monday. Also, I guess today is what, Fortnite Friday? So maybe I'll turn the stream back on later if we get into Fortnite in Discord. But yeah, thanks everyone for hanging out.